हम फॉलो करने के लिए करना टाइम बर्बाद थोड़ी करना भाई। तुम यहाँ पे रखो दिखने लगे सेशन चालू थोड़ा ऊपर दो कुछ भी काम नहीं कर रही भाई भाई सुविधा का देखो बड़ा हैवी नहीं है एक मिनट रुकेगा भाई भाई इसमें ना वो वाइट फ्लावर थोड़ा सा रेड हो गया जलबेरा पे जलवा दो उसमें एक लिली डलवा दो ऐसा कुछ हो है। हाँ वहाँ से लेकर वहाँ पर है भाई भाई क्या
मैं actually इस वाले सेशन में ये थे
इस तरह का मोबाइल
जो इस तरह लाइट येलो बस आपकी पानी
रेडी I'm not 5% of and to make this like to the campaign on India and students. I'm supposed to continue education company.
Very good afternoon to all those present here. We'll be starting in the next 5 minutes. May I please request everybody to settle down? Thank you. पीछे से दिख रहा है हाँ मेरे को बात ना चाय की तो मिली है चाय की तो रेडी हो गई ये रही चाय की रेडी चाहिए इसकी भी डालिए लो तो पर्क ये भी डालिए इसकी नहीं है डिपेंड है इसके बाद काट लीजिए मैं एक बार जाऊँ
सीएमआर
5 मिनट
सीधा पॉइंट कर लेते हैं
जी डॉक्टर
यहाँ पे बुक रिलीज है
सब लिख लिया
यहाँ पे
वो लिख रहे सर इनका
बुक रिलीज बाय एमओएस
नहीं पता हमें
सारे पैनल डॉक्टर
सभी जाएंगे सब बुक रिलीज हो
लिख दिए
ठीक महेंद्र भाई मंजू पार्क ठीक एक बार जरा बोल दो सबका नाम
के पीछे रहेगा तो दिक्कत नहीं आएगी अगर भी सीढ़ियां बढ़ते चढ़ते
This is going to be launched by the minister. Minister of
both minister we have
Minister
two
of
ministers.
State is going to be here.
There are 2 minutes
हाँ तो panel की ना panel में you can just mention कि Minister of State. So improvise now.
ठीक है
मैं बैठ जाऊँ
may I please request everybody to please settle down. We'll be starting in the next 5 minutes. Thank you. Okay, perfect.
President
Jose or Rose?
Jose
Jose. Okay, the J is silent.
Jay Ho Shuddha Yoga and Ayurveda Acharya of Shuddha Dhamma Mandala.
Sure, possible. Thank you.
Rashmi, you want? Yeah.
With its rich cultural heritage, myriad attractions, and picturesque landscapes, India is emerging as the most preferred destination for tourists from across the world. Interestingly, India is visited not only for its tradition, its enthralling beauty and delightful diversity, but also for its high-end healthcare ecosystem and world-class medical treatment. Over the years, India has become a premier and attractive destination for travelers from across the globe to attain best-in-class clinical treatment, to recharge, as well as to rejuvenate. With that background and with that context, I'm honored to invite all the dignitaries present here, as well as the industry representatives, to the plenary session on Heal in India, Medical Value Travel in Ayush. It is also my distinct pleasure to announce that we have the presence of Dr. Mahendrabhai Munjapara, Honorable Minister of State for Ayush and Women and Child Development, as well as Shri Rushikesh Patel, Honorable Cabinet Minister, Health and Family Welfare Department, the Government of Gujarat. With this, I invite Shri Vikram Singh, Director, Ministry of Ayush, for the welcome address. Over to you, Mr. Singh.
Respected Sri Rushikesh Patel, Honorable Health Minister, Government of Gujarat, respected MOS Ayush, Dr. Mahendrabhai Manjuparaji, Sri P.K. Pathak, Special Secretary, Ministry of Ayush, Sri Praveen Mittal, who is connected through the VC, Mr. Lothar Pirk, Marisi, Ayurved, Germany, Dr. Jos Ribeiro from Brazil, Professor Dennis Chang, Director, NICM from Australia, my colleague Dr. Sachin, and dignitaries of the dais, Secretary Ayush, ACS Gujarat, senior officers of Ministry of Ayush, senior officers from Government of Gujarat, industry captains, faculty members, doctors, students, and students of over 750 Ayush colleges who are connected live, and other who are also watching this program live. I welcome you all on behalf of Ministry of Ayush and on my personal behalf to this plenary session, Heal in India. Yesterday, Prime Minister in his inaugural address of this 3 days summit said that India has become an attractive destination for many countries. Giving example of Kerala, he said that Heal in India can be a big brand for the next decade. And he also announced Ayush Visa for medical value travel. All of us know that medical tourism is not new. Medical value tourism or medical tourism, we used to call it earlier. The concept is due to awareness, affordability, and trust between the shareholders. These are the various factors which MTV has. And what I consider that during the travel and stay in the host country, the patient will come across different culturals and other contemporary aspects of life, and they will transform. Sometimes, patient get transformed, their families are also influenced, and even sometimes, the whole nation gets benefit out of this. One such travel, I could find out that in 1933, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose traveled, to Austria, and he had his operation done there. And during that period, he, got this idea to win the, freedom of the country by, taking help of the enemies of enemy. And thereafter, of course, we are celebrating the 75th year of our independence. So that way, and yesterday, Prime Minister also gave, example of Rosemary, the daughter of former Kenyan Prime Minister. And we all know how her sight was restored and her family, was even her sister started practicing the traditional medicine. So with these remarks, I welcome you all again, and we can discuss, various ideas, opportunities, best practices during this session, and we'll also record the takeaways. So with this, I welcome you all, and I request Special Secretary for the opening presentation and setting the tone. Sir.
Respected Sri Rushikesh Patel ji, Honorable Cabinet Minister, Health and Family Welfare Department, Government of Gujarat, Honorable Shri Munjapara Mahendrabhai ji, Minister of State, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, Mr. Lothar Pirk, Maharshi Ayurveda, Germany. Dr. Jose Rigo Ribeiro from Brazil. Professor Dennis Chang, Director, NICM, Western Sydney University, Australia. Mr. Manoj Agrawal, Additional Chief Secretary, Department of Health, Government of Gujarat. Distinguished participants of the dais, our members from industries, and most importantly, students of Ayurveda who are going to be the ambassador of Ayurveda and other traditional medicine in the coming years. In fact, this is a historic moment and game changer event for them because now they can visualize the importance of Ayush not only in India but abroad also, how it is going to transform the entire health scenario and health sector in the entire world. We are seeing diplomats, international practitioners, stakeholders, travel agents, hospitals, they are attending this seminar because we have included everybody as the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister is there should be one health for all, one nation, one health. It should be integrative approach. And stakeholders, all the stakeholders have assembled here to ensure that the benefits of traditional medicine reaches the masses in a highly accessible manner and in an affordable manner. In fact, the aim of Ayush is that nobody should fall ill. If somebody is following correct Ritucharya, Dincharya, correct diet according to seasons, the chances of falling ill is very, very dismal and everybody will become health and the nation's productivity goes on. So with these words, I will be making a presentation how healing in India is a very, very attractive proposition in the coming years and what facilities we can provide it. Yes, please next. This is Heal in India, medical value travel in Ayush, how people from all over the world can come here and they can benefit. As you are all aware, India is known for traditional system of healthcare from time immemorial. More than 1,000 years, this practice is being followed. And as was rightly pointed out by our Honorable Prime Minister yesterday in his opening remarks, that it is an open source platform that whatever the good practices are there, Ayurveda keep on imbibing all the good values which is developed over the years. So this system is not a new system. It is evolving over the years in different regions, keeping into account the regional practices prevailing in that area, how it is benefiting the entire people in those areas, depending upon the season, depending upon the local availability of food items. So this system is developing. This is a multi-pronged strategy which is being adopted and practiced in Indian healthcare system. It caters to the healthcare needs of people of India as well as abroad also. In fact, traditional medicine is practiced in all the countries and in different forms. But basic thread which is connecting all the traditional systems is that depending upon the nature, deriving strength from the nature and locally available resources. By properly and appropriately utilizing the local resources, local plants, which is having medicinal plants, medicinal values, people are getting benefited it. It may have different shapes in different forms, but the underlying principles are the same. India is having, why India is a preferred destination for healthcare facilities in traditional system. We are having a very strong workforce of nearly 7 lakh Ayush professionals, means including paramedic staff, nurses, karma assistants, teachers, faculty members, and it is spread all over the world, not only in urban areas, but in rural areas also. So it can play a very, very important role in promoting India as a medical tourism hub where people can get from, come from all over the world and get benefited. And we have seen in case of during the COVID phenomena, we have put the list of all the our manpower resources on covidwarrior.gov.in, and different districts, around 650 districts, they derived our manpower from, took the name of those manpower from that list, and they were deployed for the management and control of COVID pandemic in various parts of the country. It offers a diverse basket. It is not a one basket that we are providing it. It talks about the wellness. It talks about the recuperation. It talks about the cure. It talks about the rehabilitative aspect also. It talks about geriatric care also, how the people, old age people can be taken care of. और जैसा कि हमारे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री ने कल अपने एड्रेस में क्या, ये आपको मेंटल हेल्थ, spiritual health, it is a holistic health development care has been taken care of by traditional system of medicine. It is not only wellness only. Last point, it takes about therapeutic care also. A number of diseases where people have lost hope and they were told that there is no further way forward. When they turned to traditional medicine and they found that a very, very encouraging results were found. Yesterday, Honorable Prime Minister mentioned about the Rosemary, the daughter of our former Kenyan Prime Minister, how entire world has been searched for the cure. Nothing was cure. Ultimately, she regained her eyesight in India. And for such a person who has lost his eyesight and regaining eyesight, you can imagine nothing more can please them, their family members. So Ayurveda has that power where this type of which can chamatkar can happen in Ayurveda only and in traditional medicine system. Why India is selected? Why, what distance India is having? We are coming to that. It is a largest democracy. We are having focus on infrastructure and development. I would like to mention that in 2014, with the initiative of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, a new Ministry of Ayush was created. Ayush means Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, Sovarikpa, and Homeopathy. A new ministry, probably this is the only ministry, the only country in the world which is having a separate ministry for traditional system of medicine. And it shows commitment for taking the benefits of Ayush to the mankind, how people can be benefited. Commitment was shown in 2014. Since then, it is going forward. And now we are attending this seminar to take it to the global level also, how it can be taken forward. Then large and growing domestic consumer market, especially during COVID period, we saw that the availability of raw material, availability of Ayush medicines was widely used by the people and they got benefited also. And we have made a data also on Ayush Sanjeevani app who have consumed the medicines, and we've made a survey how they are benefited. More than 80% people responded that they got benefited. In fact, yesterday I was attending one session and one of the leading practitioner, don't know, leading industry people, he mentioned that he was afraid to pick up the phone because there was so much demand for the Ayush medicines from his industry that he was not able to meet it in the initial period for 2-3 weeks. After that, he streamlined and lot of this one supply was made to the market. So suddenly there is a huge demand. Then demonstrate a capability to deliver high quality, cost effective solution. This is a high quality, very cost effective. People can afford it and accessible also. It is accessible in very rural and remote areas also. Then large, completely competitively priced skilled talent pool is there. Integrated tax structure is there. Enabling business environment, we have taken a number of measures by changing our rules, regulation to promote ease of doing business and reducing compliance burden for promotion of industries, for production of services and products of traditional medicine. Then we have expertise across a spectrum of search, all type of wellness, regarding wellness also, regarding therapeutic care also, regarding advisory. Ayush Ahar is a new vertical which is being developed. So those all things are being addressed. The next. Ayush in India, this is a strong demand for holistic health care. Qualified medical practitioners are there, affordable therapeutic care, quality infrastructure, ease of travel and medical visa. Yesterday, our Honorable Prime Minister has told that we are going to start Ayush visa very soon. So this will prove to be a very game changer in the field of promotion of Ayush in foreign countries also, because we are receiving requests from various sources that we want to come to India, but there is getting delayed. So this type of Ayush visa, which our Honorable Prime Minister mentioned yesterday, if it is materialized, then it will be boon to the entire sector, and a lot of opportunities will be created in the Ayush healthcare services, which will benefit the local people also in various forms. Then policy and government support is always there. We already have this new commission for the National Commission of Indian System of Medicine has been created. National Commission for Homeopathy, which is imbibing the developments, the digital aspect also, and the new developments in the field of education and practice to promote and to facilitate their reach to various to rural areas also. What makes India a leading medical tourism? These are the 4 points are there. This possesses state-of-the-art healthcare. Hospitals are equipped with the latest technology needed to support accredited healthcare infrastructure and availability of large pool of well-trained mankind. Next. The low cost of treatment, affordable healthcare. This is all. So 2 points I will mention, that financial savings of 70 to 90% compared to Western countries, and major factor that make it possible for international tourists to choose India as their preferred medical destination. Next. As I mentioned, we have a dedicated Ministry of Traditional Medicine, and this is probably the only country where a dedicated ministry is there, and it is getting evolved day by day. We are improving ease of doing business, quality of services we are promoting. Then we are facilitating industries people also in the promotion of products and services. We are having collaboration with various countries also to getting it recognized and to facilitating them in getting recognition in the foreign countries also. And because of these measures, we are getting popularity worldwide towards steering a global population away from the disease and treatment concept to a lifestyle of preventive and holistic care. We are all aware the power of yoga. When Honorable Prime Minister announced in 2015, first International Day of Yoga was observed, and after that, in each year, more and more people are getting associated with and getting benefited from the practice of yoga. Next. India is a destination for yoga. This is a global community look towards India as a global destination for yoga. And in order to bring standards, we have constituted yoga certification board also, where certified yoga professional will be made available to the various foreign countries depending upon their requirement. So we are getting a system of certification also. So that's why India has become a yoga hub, and people coming from foreign countries, they can benefit from the practice of not only wellness, but therapeutic aspect of yoga also. We are promoting how it can be various diseases can be controlled, or their onset can be prevented by the timely and properly practicing of yoga. Next. Opportunity for India to emerge as a preferred global destination. India can focus on increasing Ayush penetration in its established markets with offerings where India enjoys clear edge. This is some step by step we are going to promote it. In the medium term, India should focus on developing other regions which contribute to majority of medical value travel patients, like US, by leveraging its existing treatment capabilities. Within new offerings, India can start building its capability in treatments. In the long run, India needs to target remaining regions like Canada, Eastern Europe. It also needs to expand footprints in offering such as specialized treatment to effectively tap into this region. The sum is that the opportunities are immense, and we have a lot to offer to the country. We have to tell the world that we are going to, accordingly, as per their requirement, we can tune our facilities also to provide world-class services. Yesterday, Honorable Prime Minister mentioned about the role of medical tourism in the development of the economy of Kerala. So not only the sector, but the entire economy gets benefited by this promotion of medical value tourism. There are certain key stakeholders are there, government is there, healthcare service providers, regulators, facilitator, insurer, at this have a travel people, hospitality services. They are all, this is a composite approach. I would like to mention that presently Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Health, Ministry of External Affairs, Ministry of Commerce, various ministries are associated, Ministry of Home Affairs, their Foreigners Division. They are all working in tandem to promote the medical value tourism as visioned by our Honorable Prime Minister and to take the benefit of traditional medicine to the entire world. These are various initiatives we have taken. 7 is have taken numerous measures and introduced policies to strengthen medical value tourism. Then there is a Ayurveda treatment in India has been included in the present medical visa category. It is already included in medical Ayurveda treatment. But if the new Ayush visa comes, this will give a great fillip to the people who want to come to the India. Then introduction of e-medical visa. Heal India campaign was successfully conceptualized to take India core value proposition of holistic healthcare. In 2018, medical value tourism are identified as one of the champion. We have a central sector scheme, champion services sector scheme, and medical value tourism is an important component of that central sector scheme. We have launched it in collaboration with Ministry of Commerce, and we are taking it forward as in a structured manner. Then Government of India made an additional allocation of 2,970 crores for the Ministry of Affairs in the Union Budget 2021 and 3,050 year by year is allocation of Ministry of Ayush is going up to fund the new initiatives which we government of Ministry of Ayush is taking. Then we are getting accreditations also, NABH, NAC, and what all types of accreditation to various institutes, various sectors. We are introducing it so as to bring about standards in the services. Then Bureau of Indian Standards, which Honorable Prime Minister mentioned yesterday, also we are strengthening, we are working with BIS. Service Export Promotion Council is very, very important aspect, and Ayush services are getting streamlined, getting promoted through the Service Export Promotion Council. NABH has accreditation standard. Insurance coverage also we have included in the insurance packages. And then especially Northeastern region as a hub of research in community medicine, we have promoted, we have taken initiative. Then we have signed more than country to country, more than 50 country to country in various categories, institute to institute, country to country, setting up Ayush chairs, setting up Ayush information cell in our various embassies so that people can come and they can on their own, they can find more about the information cell. Then dissemination of authentic information in 34 countries. Then draft national strategy of roadmap for medical and wellness tourism has also been formulated. Yes, next. This is champion service sector scheme. I mentioned details about this thing. Then Ayush sector super specialty hospital, skill development in Ayush sector, establishment of Ayush grid. Technology is very, very important for the increasing the reach of Ayush sector with the help of modern apps, with the help of various Twitter, social media. So all technological aspect we are strengthening. We are starting portals also. E-Aushadhi portal is there. Then E-Charak portal is there where buyer seller can meet. All those things, technological upgradation is taking place. Ayush hospital management information system is also getting upgraded so that the data of Ayush patient can be captured and we can analyze the data. So, and Ayush grid is a component is there. We are strengthening it. I would also like to mention that M Yoga app has been developed in association with the Ministry of with the WHO organization and Ministry of Ayush, and it has found popularity all over the world because it is being promoted by WHO. Yesterday we saw, next. Yes, yesterday we saw the launching of Ayush Export Promotion Council. It will play an important role in promoting ease of doing business and reduction in compliance burden so that export of various products and services can take place through the single window mechanism we have created, and it was launched by Honorable Prime Minister yesterday. It was one major step towards the promotion of Ayush services and products across the globe. Then Champion Service Sector Scheme is also there. In 2015, the National Medical Wellness Tourism Board was constituted, and we are strengthening it more so that it can cater to the needs of the sector. Then this is a medical tourism, some statistics is there, but we need to take it further, to take it more and more, strengthen it with this happening of two major events in 2 days, like setting of Global Center of Traditional Medicine by WHO in Jamnagar and Global Ayush Investment and Innovation Summit. Two items are there, investment innovation. With these two major initiatives in 2 days, certainly it is bound to see a major thrust towards the promotion of our youth sector, not only in India, but abroad also. In the most post-COVID era, next. Especially in the post-COVID world, during the COVID period and post-COVID rehabilitation also, Ministry of Ayush and Traditional Medicine has played a very, very important role. Strengthening the immunity, maintaining the mental health is very important during this entire process, and regaining their original shape. This system has played a very, very important role. We are having All India Institute of Ayurveda in Delhi. And during the entire process, I would like to mention that those who were admitted in the first wave, second wave, everybody who was admitted, they were discharged without any post-COVID complications. And because they were practicing yoga, they were practicing meditation, along with the taking medicines and proper food. And nobody, it was relapse was also very minimal. And nobody died because of COVID who got admitted at the right time there. So certainly it is a measure, it shows the strength of our medical system, our youth system, that it has played an important role in management and mitigation of COVID. Yes, especially with Learn in India, we have already special provision for student visa, and though they can learn in India also, while heal in India, where they can take the, so those various steps we are taking, already Ayush scholarship is getting, we are getting a providing a scholarship to many countries students, more than 100 countries students have come to Jamnagar as well as other institute for study of this Ayush system of healthcare. Next. These are Ayush investors. They are having qualified care professionals. Then Ayush professional progression may be through the 13,000 Ayush doctor working abroad. Those who are creating training in, especially Jamnagar is a hub for training Ayush practitioner and foreign students. And he has taken a very quality medical education providing to the foreign students for the last more than 4-5 decades. So it has they have become our ambassador when they go abroad. Identifying and establishing brand ambassador chairs abroad in all countries. Then support through telemedicine and fully automated end-to-end drug delivery system. So these are various steps which our Ayush ambassadors are taking it. These are certain suggestions are there. Medical value tourism, not only for wellness, but therapeutic aspect also, it is very, very effective and where people are getting benefited. We are having in the Center for Integrated Medicine Research in All India Institute of Medical Sciences, and they have published many publications. It is mentioned in one of their publication, when you go to gym, your Rajogod or Tamogod, they will be increasing. But when you are practicing yoga, your Satogod is increasing. That publication has been published by the All India Institute of Medical Sciences through our Center for Integrated Medicine Research. Next. There are suggestions, a way forward is there. Medical value travel facilities, how we can promote. Next. I would like to mention that the state government has very important role to because all this implementation of this medical value tourism will take place in the state governments. And we are getting a lot of support from state of Gujarat and other state government also in promotion. We are working in tandem, in sync with all the state governments so far as the promotion of our youth system is concerned. So these are the certain suggestions are there. Next. We are having certain the how online platform should be there where the people can find out hospitals of their choice. Then healing towards Ayurveda har promotion, then development of SOP and tariff when they come here. What are the hotels where they should say they should have some tariff card? Awareness program is there. Ayush specific sensitization, then Ayushpedia, like Wikipedia, we are also planning to start Ayushpedia where correct and authentic information can be available. So Ayushpedia, we are also planning to launch it. There are certain more suggestions besides soft powers. It has the strengths of India. In fact, we are working on the principle of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Entire world is our family. So that whatever wisdom, whatever knowledge we are having, we want that everybody should benefit it. And this is the motto of WHO Global Center of Traditional Medicine also, that in all countries, all traditional medicines should come together to benefit the mankind. International promotion of testimonials who are benefited, they can share their testimonials also. Then annual conference of medical doctors. Collaboration with MEA is very important, global media engagement, evidence-based tourism packages. In fact, there are immense opportunities and possibilities which is not possible to sum up in a 10 or 15-minute lecture. But certainly our ambassador who are sitting, they are students, they can imbibe those things and they can be in touch with us because they are those who will be there to take it forward in the coming years, who will turn into reality what we are dreaming today. So with these words, I am ending. I am thankful for giving a patient hearing. Certainly we are committed to make India as a hub of heal in India as envisioned by our Honorable Prime Minister. Thank you.
Thank you, Shri Pathak, for those excellent remarks and comments. I'm certain that your insights shall help us all to cement India's position globally as a #1 destination for medical value travel, aligned with both modern as well as traditional medicine for the holistic and the overall development of mankind. With the vision of progressing towards holistic health and development, I am honored to announce that the Strategic Investment Research Unit at Invest India has compiled an opportunity paper titled Think Holistic Health, Think India, which showcases the evolution of India in becoming a powerhouse in holistic health. May I please request Ms. Ankita Sharma, Assistant Vice President, Strategy and Research at Invest India, to please present the copies to our Honorable Ministers of State as well as to the Special Secretary, and to formally release the paper during this August gathering. Thank you, Ankita. We now have Shri Praveen Mittal, Senior Director FICCI, who is joining us virtually to address the August gathering, as well as to give his comments on the plenary session on Heal in India, Medical Value Travel in Ayush.
Thank you so much. I hope I'm audible. Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Mr. Mittal, before going on with your comments, I just wanted to announce that our Honorable Minister, Shri Mahendra Bhai Munjapara, Honorable Minister of State for Ayush and Women and Child Development, we have a small token of appreciation for you, sir. And may I please request Shri P.K. Pathakji, Special Secretary, Ministry of Ayush, to please present the token. Thank you, Shri Pathak. Over to you, Mr. Mittal, for enlightening the audience on medical value travel aligned with both modern as well as traditional medicine.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And I hope I'm audible. If you can just give me a confirmation on this. Can you hear me?
Audible.
Am I audible?
Mr. Mittal, are we audible?
I can hear you, but am I audible?
Yes, sir. Now you are. Thank you.
Giving me this opportunity. I have a short presentation, and I'd like to share that on screen. Is the presentation visible?
Yes, Mr. Mittal, it's visible.
Thank you so much. Yesterday was, of course, a momentous day, and we had the launch of the WHO Traditional Center in India, and that too in the state of Gujarat at Jamnagar. This proves that the world is looking at India, and India is reaching out to the world. Never ever we have had this kind of opportunity, the way the Ayush is being promoted. So thankful to the Government of India. I think integration of Ayush with the medical value travel and as a part of the complete healing process is a great achievement. I'll just quickly take you through about 4-5 slides that I have, and that would of course talk about, and of course the Special Secretary Sir's presentation was very well laid out, so my compliments. Just to give you a bit of an overview on the MVT sector in India, we were estimated to be about 6 to 7 billion US dollar market in 2022, and we are expected to grow to about $13 billion market in 2025. India ranks currently in about as position number 7 in the top 20 wellness tourism markets globally, and third in the top 10 wellness tourism markets in Asia Pacific. The collective strength of JCI and NABH hospitals currently in our country is 37 and 513 NABH hospitals. It's a great move that today our Ayush hospitals are also NABH accredited. And amongst the esteemed audience, we have Ayurved hospitals, which is represented by our colleague, Mr. Rajiv Vasudevan, and of course, the Mr. Pratap Chauhan is there from Jiva Ayurveda Center. So these are landmark, hospitals and which offer quality treatments, and NABH is the biggest quality certification in our country. So if I were to talk about Ayush treatment and therapies are one of the popular procedures for which foreign patients travel to India or would like to travel to India. As Special Secretary also shared, about 7 lakh collective workforce of Ayush is again going to make it extremely impressive proposition for the world to travel to India and look at the medical services that we have to offer at fraction of the cost. If I move next to why Ayush, of course, it has emerged as one of the key contributors in the medical services export. And the way Ayurveda products have actually led to immunity boosting during the COVID times, I think this has again established the fact that Ayush, the traditional medicine systems of our country, has given a huge impetus to the entire Ayush market, and of course, it acts as a huge proposition. India, of course, is popular amongst one of the locations for MVT sector because of the quality and affordable treatments that we offer to the world. And of course, now the Heal in India campaign, which is being directly driven, again offers a lot of proposition for us to rise our rank as far as the global index goes. As I already shared with you, India has huge advantage in terms of our NABH accredited hospitals and the wellness centers. The Ayush hospitals are following the Ayush international standards. So that gives us the huge opportunity to be able to look at. We are also looking at the affordable and the state-of-art services that we provide at affordable prices. 100% FDI is allowed in the segment. So this again gives us an opportunity to upscale our facility centers. the collective force of 3,000 hospitals and 500 colleges, which Ayush has, again, it gives us a lot of, I would say, a unique advantage that India would be able to offer to the world. Moving further, if I look at the growth of Ayush hospitals, today Ayurveda at the top of the immunity boosting shelves for the people. So this again gives us huge confidence. With Ayush Excel coming up, again, this would make our products go global. The boost to the education segment gives again a huge area for us to leverage on. What was spoken by Honorable Prime Minister also gives us a lot of encouragement that the kind of mixed therapies with combination of Ayush and the modern medicine again gives us huge access to the market and offer our services to the world. Yoga, of course, has been now recognized. India, with launching of the Yoga Certification Board, again provides the international healing system. And we have certain states that have really come up very well with the wellness centers and which are offering the holistic packages. So as a collective effort, I feel the growth of Ayush hospitals with investment coming in, and of course with the healing centers, the market is actually going to offer large number of packages which are going to be combined with the Ayush systems and the modern medicine, which would be again a huge draw for the international health seekers to be able to come to India and look for these services, because Ayush is just not about curative but also preventive. If we look at the Ayush systems for traditional medicine, we have again, as I said, played a very, very important role and in supporting the government's effort to tackle COVID, right from clinical trials. So this has all been established now that we were able to provide immunity, boosters, which actually helped us combat the COVID. If I were to talk about the key strategic pillars for Ayush, this is something which I would like to propose because there are institutional linkages, favorable regulatory and policy environment. The ministry is completely dedicated to providing that environment, which would actually help ease in doing business. And of course, looking at investment in the country. We have currently robust infrastructure and which, cluster scheme under MSME. So this again helps us actually innovate and come out with new products for the market. The benefits of traditional treatment is, of course, it's certified, it's known to everybody, and of course Ayush offering the rejuvenation. So all these key strategic pillars which actually lead to creating that robust infrastructure, offering the right kind of solutions to the world, and we are completely ready for taking on and providing the services at the affordable prices. And I must like to repeat that quality services at affordable prices. In terms of way forward, the India's approach for Ayush sector, we definitely, I would like to take this opportunity to be requesting the government that we need to look at brand promotion. We need to look at the reach out to the world in terms of how Ayurveda is going to be, available globally. Of course, integration and synergy between the traditional and modern medicine again gives us a lot of impetus to be able to reach out and create that market awareness. Promotion of rejuvenation and wellness centers in terms of acceptance. So Heal in India campaign by promoting yoga, panchkarma therapies, and of course Ayush Kriyas is again going to be a big draw for the foreign patients who are coming for treatment to India. In terms of target action plan, we need to look at creating a very robust education, research, and standardization process, which of course has now started. And the industry is looking forward to partner with government and create that entire action plan so that we are able to deliver on the dotted lines. As far as the liberalization process, we are again thankful to our Prime Minister, who announced yesterday that we shortly would have the Ayush visa, and that would actually help for the foreign patients who are traveling to India by getting easy access to our country and be able to get the Ayush treatment services. So with this, I would like to thank you once again for patient hearing and giving me this opportunity. We are all committed to the common goal, and we would look forward to working together with the government as industry and supporting the complete ecosystem by providing the best affordable treatment and the quality services. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Mittal, for your very insightful and excellent presentation on medical value travel and how it could be synergized with both modern as well as traditional medicine. With that background, I now invite Mr. Lothar Perk, Director, International Maharishi Ayurveda Foundation from the Netherlands, for his insightful comments. Over to you, Mr. Perk.
Namaskar. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I would like to thank Indian government for organizing this wonderful event. And I would like to thank India, the land of Vedic wisdom, for sharing it so generously with the world. I have been one of the beneficiaries, working now for over 40 years full-time with Ayurveda. And as Prime Minister Modi said, Ayurveda has gone to the West. Now from the West, stream shall come to India back. So if you allow me, I will first give a little review of what I have done with my colleagues in Germany. And then I will come up with some ideas how to get more flow into India. This here is the center that I have founded with Dr. Karin Pierz 30 years ago at the invitation of the state government. It used to be the Emperor's Palace, and we have treated there more than 30,000 people with Panchakarma who had an average stay of about 10 days in the clinic. And we have seen tremendous curative benefits, just unbelievable. People who couldn't be cured by modern medicine have had tremendous help. My presentation was shortened, so will you please excuse me, I will skip some of the slides. The clinic has earned more than 30 prestigious national and international awards. And it was inspired by my teacher, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, who together with the great family traditions of India has revived Ayurveda in its completeness in the early 80s. Here you see a picture of him with many of the Vaidya family traditions. And we have seen that Ayurveda is the most ancient and profound system of medicine. Also, it is holistic, authentic, effective, reliable, and free from harmful side effects. I think the biggest strength is that it's prevention-oriented, it's cost-effective, and it can also create collective health. We won't have the time to go into that today. And it's easy to implement. Maharishi had the slogan to create a disease-free society. And I'm convinced of what I have seen. If Ayurveda would be implemented right from kindergarten, that this could really be a possibility in our modern world. One of the great uniquenesses that when I'm asked by the press in Germany, what is the difference between Ayurveda and modern medicine, then we know from Ayurveda that all diseases come because of imbalances of the doshas. And these imbalances, they develop in 6 stages. And modern medicine, which has of course great credits, usually can, in spite of all the diagnostic methods that are available, modern medicine can usually detect diseases only when they have manifested in stage 4 or 5. And with the system of Nadi Vigyan and other diagnostic tools, if we really master it, we can detect the early stages of diseases and then minor adjustments in diet and some herbal preparations, some detoxification, yoga, meditation, giving us the experience of bliss, can really stop the growing of disease. And that is the great stance also to give knowledge to the patients about Ayurveda to inspire them for Ayurvedic lifestyle. This is one of many studies that our organization has conducted. And this is very significant because we know that many diseases today come because of environmental toxins, pesticides, herbicides, and heavy metals. And those environmental toxins have a half duration time of 25 years. And since these toxins are increasing through the food, the water, and the air, we have many factors that are influenced negatively in the chronic diseases with these environmental toxins. And this study shows that only after 12 days of Panchakarma, the control group had just a change in diet. They had organic Ayurvedic vegetarian diet. In the Panchakarma group, as you see here, they had an average reduction of 10 environmental toxins by 58%. So it's highly significant. Yoga plays a very important part, but yoga doesn't only mean the postures, but yoga is the state of the mind completely settling down and giving us the experience of inner unbounded bliss consciousness, the transcendental consciousness. And this is also something that belongs to Ayurveda. And we have with the technique of transcendental meditation, a wonderful technology that can easily be learned and easily be implemented. There are about 700 studies about TM. This study, just to show one, was conducted by the biggest health insurance company in the United States. They had 500,000 members, out of which 2,000 practiced TM. And they were comparing the costs over a period of 5 years. And they saw that the costs for heart disease went down by 87%, the costs for treating cancer by 56%, and nervous disorders even were reduced by 94%. These studies can also be seen in these collected papers, the 700 studies conducted in 350 universities in 27 countries around the world. One very important factor is also the healthy environment. And Sthapatya Veda, Vastu Vidya, is a very important part of that. And therefore, the new clinics that the Maharishi organization is going to build, they will all be built according to Vastu Vidya. That means building in accordance with the laws of nature, the directions in relation to the planets, the proportions, the building materials. And we have built many hundred buildings around the world according to Vastu Vidya. And if I may suggest to the Indian government also to consider for the health benefits to build the new building of this World Health Organization for traditional medicine, to consider also to build according to Vastu Vidya. There are quite a few scientific researches that show the benefits of Vastu, and I will be very happy to show that. This is a building that we are going to build at Maharishi European Research University in the Netherlands. This will be also part of the Panchakarma clinic that we are going to build there. Now coming to the stream of medical tourism to India. We have in Germany quite a few tour operators and thousands of travel agents who bring out catalogs and packages for people to go to India. And I was just talking yesterday to one of the leaders, Mrs. Wagner. She is a director from Fitreisen. They are one of the market leaders in that area. And she said before COVID started, they had about 2,000 to 3,000 people from Germany alone coming every day for every year for 2 weeks to India for Panchakarma. And now with the COVID, it has gone down, of course. And she said the main obstacle for the people now is when they enter India, in the travel guidelines, they said that 1% will be tested PCR test. And when they are found to be positive, they would have to go in quarantine. And that is the reason why many people are not going to India, just for you to know. Now, if you consider that this is only one tour operator sending every year about 3,000 people, I would estimate that every year at least 10 to 15,000 people will come for 3 weeks to India. So it's a good number. And seeing that the number of chronic patients is growing around the world, I think there's a very great future for Ayurveda. And we would also like to request the Indian government to help us in Germany and in Europe to get Ayurveda recognized. In Germany, Ayurveda has become very popular, and we have founded an umbrella organization for all the doctors' associations, the therapists, the clinics, the product companies, and all the different Ayurveda schools. And my colleague and friend, Mr. Mark Rosenberg, he's also in the hall. And we are amongst the 5 founding board members. And we are trying to get Ayurveda recognized by the government in Germany. We are working on that. And for that, we need also to get more support for scientific research. I know there is a lot of research done in India, but for the Western countries, it's very important that the research is conducted there. And we have good partners. And we are looking forward to work together with the Indian Embassy and High Commission. And we feel part of the family here, having come for so many conferences. And it's very great to meet you all here. And I really think that Ayurveda will become very, very popular. It will be the medicine of future in the integrated way with modern medicine. But for the first four stages of diseases, modern medicine really doesn't have to offer something significant. So Ayurveda can really help for the health of the whole world. And here's some websites for your information. And again, thank you so much for the invitation. Namaste.
Thank you, Mr. Perk, for your very insightful comments and remarks, especially on Ayurveda. We're certain that your presentation shall enable us to view medical value travel in a different line, which is aligned with both modern as well as traditional medicine and takes on the features of both. I'm now pleased to invite Dr. Jose Rug from Brazil, who is the president of Suddha Yoga and Ayurveda, as well as the Acharya of Suddha Dharma and Mandalam. We look forward to hearing from you, Dr. Jose.
Namaste. I would like to start with a mantra dedicated to Dhanvantari. Please follow me. Om Namo Bhagavate Dhanvantaraye Amruta Kala Shahastaya Sarva Maya Vinashanaya Trilokanathaya Vishnave Swaha Om Narayanaya Vidmahe Vaidyarajaya Dhimahi Tanno Dhanvantari Prachodayate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Namaste. Thank you. Dear dignitaries here, all friends, I would like, first of all, to express our gratitude in my name and the Brazilian scientists come here with us in the one group. We are responsible to translate and publication in one all the COVID protocol from Ayush minister and implement this in Brazil. These scientists and we form one committee called CABSIN. For that, they are received assign one more with the Minister of Ayush and in the presence of Prime Minister. And in second, I would like to express in the last 2 days, I have some envy of you because in the last 2 days, we can see in my impression, one sage, one Vedic sage, inform your Prime Minister Narendra Modi. For us, a very big inspiration to see one person have so beautiful vision of the present and future of the world and apply this in all the activities. Of course, it's not so good. I express my desire to kidnap him to our country because probably I will go to the jail, but I would like to import him and give him a job there in our country. Probably he has many, many things to do there, like here. Then you can see here some thoughts of our center in Brazil. But I would like to go directly to the questions. I graduated in medicine in 1981, and in the last 40 years, I practiced the modern medicine associated with Ayurveda. Because before this, in the last 50 years, I have studied, I am studying the Vedic science like a sadhaka and do my sadhana every day and dedicate of my life to that. When I put all of this together, I am thinking, what the position of Ayurveda in the modern life, in the modern world? How can apply Ayurveda in this world of technology? No? And I see three possibilities, three applications. We are doing this every day in the medical point of view. No? The first thing is prevention. We are very stressed in the caring with the patients in intensive care unit because, you know, in 1981, we have 2 deaths per minute by heart attack. And now we have 60 per minute, 1 per second. You don't care with the prevention because 30% of these people die before reach to the hospital. Is the most important pandemic you have seen in the world in the history of the humanity. And why this increase a lot? Because the lifestyle, food, which countries contribute more for that? The countries have developing because the people can buy food, but which kind of food they buy? The food to produce that. What kind more comfort, less activity, produce obesity, diabetes, and then death by heart attack. This is my experience every day in my practice. And Ayurveda enthusiasts us for the prevention. All of you, I think, are very passionate by Ayurveda. And when you talk with your patient, you increase the desire to change life. For that, Ayurveda is the best form to prevention. The second thing is the treatment of normal pathologies, pathologies we have every day to reduce the cost, to facilitate the people's come to the health system of the country because the less cost, facility to application. And the third is the application of Ayurveda in the degenerative pathologies. Like you, we have so good experience in treatment of degenerative neurological diseases and all this kind of disease. And then, and these are the most desired in wellness and health tourism. And this is the moment. After the pandemic, there was an awakening in the search of immunity and increasing individual residence. From my point of view, this was the biggest lesson of the pandemic. From a medical point of view, developing individual resistance is more important than developing new antivirals, antibacterials, and antifungals. No? You can see in the same house, one person have negative PCR, negative examination, and without symptoms. And another person die in the same place, in the same susceptibility to the virus. The difference is the immunity, ojas, bala for us. The estimate of the global summit that the niche is expanding about 50% faster than the tourism market in general, including reflection in Brazil and the vacation rentals. In the last months, increased 50% health tourism, then compared with another forms of tourism. The wellness tourism public is responsible for 586 million trips a year. Can you imagine the quantity of possibilities we have in this? According to the same organization, the amount corresponds to 15% of world tourism. Second, only the trips motivated by cultural reasons. Have here the link if you want to can see more details about that. New studies reveal wellness tourism now is $69 billion market to reach 919 billion by 2022. The traveler profile usually spends 130% more than others in the health tourism. And is therefore high profitable. GSW guarantee that wellness tourism generates 639 billion worldwide. Physical exercise, meditation, massage, health, gastronomy, and beauty, and among the most significant activities in this is Ayurveda. Ayurveda have all of this in one same science. Activities described according to the Virtuous Lux report. A big possibilities, financial and working possibilities. This is a number of trips and spending dollars in tourism, in health tourism. In North America, in 2015 and 2017, increase in Europe, Asia Pacific for you, Latin America, Middle East, Africa. This is the total in the part of each continent. The countries have more important remuneration about that. And you can see China and India increase most of the another countries in the last years. You and China is the same in the same place, little difference. And Brazil, you can see big country, beautiful nature, and we are in the final part. Okay. I would like to show you a little bit video, 1 minute, to show what we are doing there. Please, video. No, it's not that. No, it's not that. It's another file on the video. Sorry. Yes. With sound. You can come back to the slides or to end.
"22 years ago, Dr. Huguet founded an authentic ashram in the state of Minas Gerais, Brazil, the Suda Sabha Yoga Ashram, built to fulfill the mission of the masters of Suda Dharma Mandalam. A countryside location with natural waterways and exuberant nature. The ashram is the main headquarters of the Yoga Brahma Vidyalaya School, where many yoga and Ayurveda courses are given. With the help of the Sri Vajra Foundation, we provide services to the community through education and health at the Ayurveda Clinic, in ecological programs, and many other activities. At the ashram, we also have the Annapurna factory that is part of the foundation's activities. The factory produces excellent quality products based on ancient Ayurvedic texts. As the foundation is a non-profit organization, all incomes are dedicated to the community services. Through the Kalayasa Clinic, we develop Ayurvedic treatments, in which patients stay at the ashram for some days, where they are provided with food, yoga classes, guidance, and the various Ayurvedic procedures, all under the Dr. Huguet supervision. The ashram also has the largest garden of Ayurvedic medicinal herbs in Brazil, cultivated and native, extracted with sustainability in an area of 123 acres of well-kept native nature and beautiful waterfalls. Organic and ecological cultivation, where students are able to learn about plants, how to process them, and how to prepare medicines and food supplements according to the Ayurvedic tradition and the best techniques. Every year, Dr. Huguet takes the students to India, where they deepen their knowledge of Sanatana Dharma, Yoga, and Ayurveda. Our mission is to contribute to the full development of the human being based on the teachings of the masters of Suda Dharma Mandalam through the practice of Sanatana Dharma teachings.
To finalize, this is about investment. I would like to open the possibility for you, the factories and the groups here in India, if you want to contribute to put in the heart of Brazil, in the ashram, you have many things to do there together, many projects, one hospital, Ayurvedic hospital. We have this, but not in big quantity of patients. One factory of Ayurvedic medicines there, to import some plants from here and to produce another plants there. We have many possibilities. One branch of India there. No? Thank you so much. Namaste.
Thank you, Dr. Jose, for that excellent presentation on health tourism, the untapped and immense potential on Ayurveda, as well as the major lines of action to pave the way forward for Ayurveda in the modern world. I now invite Professor Dennis Chang, Director NICM from the Western Sydney University, Australia, onto the dais to express his thoughts on medical value travel in Ayush.
Thank you. Is it loaded up? Okay. All right. Distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to congratulate Ministry of Ayush on this very exciting initiative that to set up the Global Center for Traditional Medicine. So I have been working as academic and researchers over the last 25 years in this space of traditional medicine. I can assure you this doesn't happen very often. So this actually a great initiative that would actually help to create the ecosystem that would actually to promote scientific research and innovation for traditional medicine, including Ayurveda, for years to come, which will benefit all of us sitting here. So congratulations. So I'm an academic, as I said, that I understand the potential health benefits and also the therapeutic benefits of Ayurveda. What I don't understand is the travel part of that. So what I will do in the next 10 minutes or so, I would like to actually provide you with a quick overview of Ayurveda landscape in Australia. So that gives you an idea as to what are your target audience. If you want to target Australians as your medical value travel for the purpose of that in the future, then you should understand what are your target audience here. So that's what I'm here to present. Next slide, please. The prevalence of traditional medicine use or complementary medicine use in Australia is among the highest in the Western country. So in fact, there are close to 75% of the Australian regularly use complementary medicine products or services, including Ayurveda and yoga. So also, Australia have a very robust regulatory system. So I don't know whether any of you know the Australian regulatory system. Our drug regulator for therapeutic administration have these 3 tiers risk-based system, and that allowed different level of evidence to support different level of therapeutic claims. So that's very innovative because, for example, for the listed medicine, you could potentially use traditional knowledge to support that claim, which is very unusual because you don't see that in many other drug regulated systems, many other sort of jurisdictions. So that's very innovative. And yoga and Ayurveda, especially yoga, is among the most popular traditional medicine modalities in Australia. And together with the Chinese medicines, the naturopathies, and many others, and osteopathy, chiropractic, et cetera, et cetera. So actually you can see that this area is growing and expanding quite rapidly over the last 20 years. And nowadays we have around 200 to 300 Ayurveda practitioners practice Ayurveda and yoga in Australia. So at the moment, it is self-regulated. They are not part of the healthcare system. So they are not actually being registered as medical doctors and practicing nurses are, but they are recognized, their qualifications are recognized and allowed to practice, but they are under sort of a self-regulated system. So which means that you have to register yourself with the association, your professional association. The largest professional association in Australia is called Australia Ayurveda Association, which have about 200 members. And probably close to 50% of them are in Melbourne and also another sort of 30, 40% in Sydney and the rest in other part of the country. So in terms of the scientific research, so where I come from is called National Institute of Complementary Medicine, is the largest complementary medicine and traditional medicine research facility in Australia, and one of the largest in Western country. In fact, if you do the head count, we are probably the second largest complementary and integrated medicine institute in Western country. Next slide, please. So I also want to give you a little bit of ideas of what is the complementary medicine manufacturing capacity in Australia. So at the moment, the cost and the net value of the traditional medicine and complementary medicine production and manufacturing is about $6 billion. You probably think that this is relatively trivial. We are not talking about 1.3 billion people living in Australia. We only have 25 million people. So that's $6 billion annual cost, annual value is quite significant. Put that in the context, the pharmaceutical industry in Australia is about 11.5 billion. So you can see that complementary medicine value is quite high. It's almost more than half of the pharmaceutical value. So, and also most of the complementary medicine products are made locally here in Australia. So in fact, there are 20 and 30% of them are exported to Southeast Asia countries such as China, India, Malaysia, and so on and so forth. So obviously the Australia manufacturing industry is quite innovative and quite mature in the sense that because the complementary medicine products are classified as a drug in Australia as opposed to dietary supplement. So therefore, the manufacturing standard is very high. So we have a higher GMP standards and compared to many other sort of complementary medicine manufacturing facility in the world. So, and also Australian government is a value the Australian brand very much as well. So we have a logo with a jumping kangaroo with the saying Australian made. So that's a very highly valuable commodity in Australia. So it's strongly promoted by the government as well. Because we're talking about medical value travel, so I just give you a little bit of a context of that in Australia. So we have this medical value travel in Australia is expanding quite rapidly over the last 20, 30 years. So actually, before COVID, there's about 200,000 visitors coming to Australia seeking medical and health treatment. So that figure is before COVID, obviously. So, and also because of that, we are actually, because the reason for having this relatively high number of the visitors come to Australia for that purpose is because Australia do have a very mature, innovative medical system and medical research system as well, and have a very reliable economy and political environment. So that's the reason why it will keep expanding. Next slide, please. There are huge number of the values, actually, the benefits to invest in complementary medicine in Australia. For example, it actually does reduce health costs. So I won't go through that figure, and you can see that for each dollar value invested, and then the government will save X number of the dollars, and that's the figure the government would like to see. So that's quite true. And also, it is help to grow the jobs and the export as well. In fact, Australia in 2019 overtook America as the #1 exporter of herbal medicine, dietary supplement, and vitamins to Chinese market. So, and certainly you can see that the total value of the complementary and traditional medicine is close to $2 billion worldwide. And obviously Australia is also best positioned to take the benefits of that because of those robust systems I just described. And Australian industry is also very mature and innovative. And then, like I said, the government and the drug regulator in Australia is actually very much supported. And there was a new drug regulatory reform recently allow some data protection and market exclusivity. It's not as good as the patent system in pharmaceutical medicine, but it's the second to that. I mean, obviously it's much better than without that protection. So which means that if you invest in research and development, your data produce that we have a 5 years protection of that. And then no one can copy your data to support their claims in that sense. And then the data and the market exclusivity will last for 5 years. And so that's a very novel system to protect complementary medicine and traditional medicine in that sense. Next slide, please. I think the next step is how we're going to sustain this area. How are we going to sustain medical value travel, for example, and the drug development and research development is actually through this robust scientific evidence, because for the longer term, your target audience will have to know what is the true scientific value of those interventions. And without being supportive of, without being able to provide those to your customers and your potential users of your medical value treatment, then that business will not be sustainable. So i.e. that you do need to undertake good scientific evaluation to support what the intervention you want to attract your visitors to receive. So that's precisely what we are doing under the Nikon Health Research Center, which is, we used to be called National Institute of Complementary Medicine. It's initially set up by the federal government of Australia. So we actually are one of the most prestigious research institute in Western country, as I said. So we actually received the quality of our research. It received this 5-star rating by the Australian government. We call it ERA. So over the last consecutive triennials, which means that the government only evaluate the scientific quality of your scientific research every 3 years. Every time we are rated as a 5-star, which is means that we conduct scientific research at above the international level. Next slide, please. So over the last 25 years, we actually set up 3 robust platforms within the National Institute of Complementary Medicine in Australia. So i.e. the preclinical platform, and clinical platform, and translational platform. So in the preclinical platform, what we are doing there is we have a pharmacology laboratory, PC2 pharmacology laboratory. We have TGA, which is a drug regulated, accredited chemical analysis laboratory. So we also have Office of Drug Control accredited medicinal cannabis laboratory. I've been having that conversation with another colleagues yesterday. So obviously there's also increased interest in medicinal cannabis in India as well. So that's very interesting. So we do have that facility to be able to do that. More excitingly, so we are just finishing setting up a GMP manufacturing facility ourselves within our own institute, allowed us to manufacture small batch of traditional and complementary medicine. So that actually under the GMP condition. So we will be able to do that by the end of this year. So for the clinical platform, so we're actually doing between 15 to 20 clinical trials of various complementary medicine modalities, such as herbal medicine, dietary supplement, yoga, Tai Chi, and acupuncture, just running that and doing the scientific value that is through robust placebo-controlled clinical trials. And in our translational platform, and so we set up a clinic. So we call it Western Sydney Integrated Health Clinic, which is GP-led clinic. So really that helped to promote integration of complementary medicine and the conventional medicine. Next slide, please. So this is just quickly about the yoga and the Ayurvedic research. I won't go through that because of the time limit. So basically, fundamentally, we do yoga research for mental health, for oncology patients. We do Ayurvedic herbal research in terms of its scientific value against major high burden diseases. And more recently, we have signed an MOU with the Ministry of Ayush, actually to establish Ayurvedic academic chair within my institute. And hopefully that will happen very soon. Next slide, please. So in that academic chair program, we want to be able to work with this chair to promote scientific research, to promote education and training, and to promote regulatory reform and policy development in this space. So the take-home message today is that twofold. One is that Australia does have a very mature, innovative industry, as well as a very strong scientific research environment. So the second message I would like to take home with is Nikon Health Research Institute as the National Institute are very keen to help any of you who wish to enter the Australian market. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Chang, for that deeply insightful presentation and comments on the landscape of traditional medicine and the key learnings that India could adopt to progress the ecosystem for medical as well as wellness tourism. With that, I'm extremely humbled and honored to now invite Shri Rushikesh Patel, Honorable Cabinet Minister, Health and Family Welfare, the Department of Health and Family Welfare, Department, Government of Gujarat, for his vision on cementing India as the #1 destination and hub for medical and wellness tourism globally for both modern and Ayush-oriented treatment.
Distinguished guest from Germany, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, ब्राजील, पाठक जी, विक्रम जी और आप सब केंद्र के और गुजरात सरकार के सभी ऑफिशियल्स और साथ में थोड़े बच्चे यहाँ से कम हो गए हैं, धन्वंतरी, भगवान धन्वंतरी के शिष्य ऐसे सब स्टूडेंट आज और भारत के इतिहास में, गुजरात के इतिहास में एक ऐसा बड़ा दिन है। वर्षों से हमारी जो सिविलाइजेशन थी, हम अपनी जो संस्कृति थी, उस संस्कृति में सतम शरद जीवम, पूरा विश्व एक है और विश्व के आरोग्य की कामना जब पूरी संस्कृति पूरे वर्ल्ड के अंदर अलग अलग सिविलाइजेशन जब पनप रही थी, तब हमारे यहाँ आयुर्वेद और योग के द्वारा पूरे सृष्टि को, पूरे जगत को, पूरी दुनिया के लोगों के लिए मेडिकल साइंस आयुर्वेदा हमने तैयार कर लिया था। श्वास की रिदम, श्वास उच्छ्वास और योगा स्ट्रेचिंग से पूरी दुनिया को हमने अवगत भी कराया था, लेकिन थोड़ा कम नसीब रहा। हमारे प्रधानमंत्री मोदी साहब के जैसा जो विजन चाहिए वो रहा नहीं। आरोग्य, हेल्थ सेक्टर के अंदर आयुर्वेद क्या कर सकता है, हम तो नाड़ी देख के भी बता सकते हैं कि किसी के शरीर के अंदर, ह्यूमन बॉडी के अंदर कहां पर तकलीफ है। इतनी ताकत हमारे आयुर्वेद और हमारी ये मेडिकल ट्रीटमेंट की जो पद्धति थी उसमें थी, लेकिन जो अलग पद्धति, एलोपैथी पद्धति और साथ में आयुर्वेदिक पद्धति, दोनों को इंटीग्रेट करके दुनिया के सामने रखने का हमारे यहाँ दादी माँ के नुस्खे, अपने हर घर के अंदर जो भी चीज है, स्पाइसेस है, छोटी बड़ी दवाइयां है, वो भी हर्बल औषधीय प्लांट से बनाई हुई, और उनकी मदद से छोटे बड़े बड़े दर्द भी, अपने जो एल्डर लोग थे, पेट में किसी को एक है, किसी का हेडेक है, किसी को सर्दी, खांसी, कफ का या बुखार की तकलीफ हो, तो घर में ही उसको क्योर कर सके, इतनी ताकत अपने जो बुजुर्ग लोग थे उनके पास भी वो नॉलेज था। लेकिन आयुर्वेद के प्रति कहीं पर ऐसा लग रहा था कि आयुर्वेद और योगा फिर से दुनिया के अंदर और देश के अंदर प्रस्थापित करने का काम 75 साल, 75 इयर्स के बाद हमने तय कर लिया। आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी साहब इस ताकत को पहचानते थे, उनको पूरा विश्वास था कि दुनिया भी उसको एक्सेप्ट करेगी, क्योंकि उसकी ताकत की उसको पता था। योग उन्होंने दुनिया के सामने रखा, सबने स्वीकार कर लिया, देखा, उसके रिजल्ट देखे, चमत्कारिक रिजल्ट थे। आज आयुर्वेद भी, जो ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन की बात हो रही है, जामनगर में बड़ा हब बन रहा है। ऐसी बात नहीं है,
कि हमारा आयुर्वेद और दूसरी जगह के जो ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन है आदान प्रदान भी करेंगे, लेकिन आयुर्वेद को दुनिया में पहुंचाने के लिए जो प्रयत्न चालू हुआ है और अगले 25 साल में एलोपैथी के साथ साथ अपना आयुर्वेदा भी दुनिया के कोने कोने में पहुंचे। अगर डॉक्टर के पास जाने से पहले कदा किसी को जरूरत पड़ी तो सीधा आयुर्वेद भी से भी कंसल्ट कर सकेगा। और साथ में भारत में तो ये पूरी व्यवस्था बनाने का मन सरकार ने बना लिया है। आयुर्वेद और एलोपैथी दोनों साथ साथ चले, हाइब्रिड नहीं करना है, इंटीग्रेटेड रखना है और दोनों की जो सारवार पद्धति है उसको साथ में चला के इसको भी पूरा स्ट्रेंथनिंग करने का काम आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी साहब ने किया है। और अपनी जो संस्कृति है, अपनी जो जीवन की पद्धति है, जो जीवनी है, उसको भी दुनिया के सामने रख के कि हमारे यहाँ आयुर्वेदा से हम ठीक हो सकते हैं, दुनिया को भी ठीक कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि हमारी संस्कृति में ही पूरी दुनिया एक है और उसके आरोग्य की कामना भी हमारे पुराणों में की गई है। 4 वेद और 5वां ये आयुर्वेद। साहब ने भी बताया कि आयुर्वेद का महत्व इतना है कि लोगों के आरोग्य की संकल्पना करते हुए पूरे विश्व को निरामय बनाने का काम हमें करना है। दूसरे ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन का अभ्यास भी होगा, आदान प्रदान भी होगा, लेकिन दुनिया को योगा से अवगत कराया और अब हम जा रहे हैं अपने जो परंपरागत जो चिकित्सा स्रोत है उसको दुनिया के सामने रखने के लिए हम जो कर रहे हैं। और उसमें भी नेचुरोपैथी की बात आती है तो केरला है, गोवा है, मेघालय है, कहीं कहीं जगह पे ट्रैवल के लिए, उसके टूरिज्म के लिए भी बहुत बड़ा स्रोत वहां बना हुआ है पूरे दुनिया में। और गुजरात ने भी ठान लिया है कि यहाँ पर भी पूरे जहां पर भी पिलग्रिम्स जो पूजा के स्थान है उसको वहां पर भी लोगों को बुलाया जाएगा। पीपीपी मॉडल पे नेचुरोपैथी के सेंटर्स बनाए जाएंगे और उनके साथ दुनिया भर के लोग यहाँ आए और अपने फिर बाकी की वहां पर वो ट्रीटमेंट लेके 1 वीक का होता है, 3 दिन का होता है, 15 दिन का होता है और पूरे अपने बॉडी को रिलैक्स करके बाकी अपनी जीवनी में, अपनी जिंदगी में पूरे उत्साह से काम कर सके और छोटे बड़े रोग भी उनमें हो तो वो भी क्योर हो सके। इस तरह का एक मेडिकल वैल्यू टूरिज्म का एक प्रमोशन यहाँ पर जो हो रहा है, यहाँ से दवाइयाँ भी बाहर जाएंगी, दवाइयाँ का प्रोडक्शन बढ़े, प्रोक्योरमेंट हो और पीपीपी मॉडल पे जो फार्मेसी कंपनियां हैं वो भी आगे आए हैं और अपने बेस्ट प्रोडक्ट बना के दुनिया के सामने रख दे। ऐसा एक मॉडल बना के हमें ये प्रेजेंट करना है। आज ये हो सका है तो दूरंदेशी अपने परम आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी साहब की है, क्योंकि उन्होंने देखा है, उन्होंने माना भी है और जाना भी है कि योगा और आयुर्वेदा पूरे दुनिया को जोड़ सकता है। यही एक तरीका है कि पूरे दुनिया को जोड़ने के लिए कहीं कहीं कोई बात कई बार बताते थे कि स्वतंत्रता के टाइम पे गांधी जी ने वहां पर उस टाइम तो कोई मीडिया तो था नहीं, तो पूरे भारत को जोड़ने के लिए उन्होंने खादी का प्रयोग किया, सफाई का प्रयोग किया, शौचालय की बात रखी, मतलब पूरी दुनिया को जोड़ने के लिए ये विचार आज रखा गया है। मेरे हिसाब से अगले सालों में दुनिया को जोड़ने के लिए आयुर्वेद और योगा एक बहुत बड़ा विचार बन सकेगा। और अभी कहीं कहीं पे थोड़ा बहुत हमें देखने मिलता है, लेकिन आरोग्य की कामना करते समय पूरी दुनिया को जोड़ने का भी विषय, सब्जेक्ट, पूरी दुनिया में शांति हो, कहीं पर भी कोई प्रकार का दंगा फिसाद ना हो और सब लोग अपनी तरह से जिए, इसके लिए भी योगा और आयुर्वेद का प्रचार प्रसार और एक दूसरे को जोड़ने के लिए ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन हो, चाइना हो या अगर कोई दूसरा भी देश हो, तो उसका भी सम्मान हम करते हैं। हम भी उसमें देखेंगे कि क्या क्या हो सकता है, कहाँ पर हमारी मदद हो सकती है, कहाँ पर आयुर्वेदा क्या काम कर सकता है। ये सब एस्पेक्ट को साथ में चलते हुए, साथ में लेते हुए आज ये मेडिकल वैल्यू ट्रैवल का जो सेशन और सेमिनार था, मैं आभार व्यक्त करता हूं ब्राजील से, ऑस्ट्रेलिया से और साथ में जर्मनी से। जर्मनी एक ऐसा देश है, संस्कृत हमारे यहाँ बहुत बड़ी संख्या में अपना साहित्य था, जर्मन लोगों ने वहां ले जाकर उसका अध्ययन किया और अध्ययन करके संस्कृत यूनिवर्सिटी भी पर वहां पर है। और महर्षि योगी ने, महेश योगी जी ने वहां पर जो पूरे आयुर्वेद का हॉस्पिटल का जो निर्माण किया, मैं मानता हूं छोटे बड़े प्रयत्न अपने साधु संत, अपने विचारक जो कर रहे थे, आज पूरा उसको बल देने का काम पूरी दुनिया में किया है। हम प्रधानमंत्री मोदी साहब का खूब ही आभार व्यक्त करते हैं, शुक्रिया भी अदा करते हैं कि दुनिया को अपनी पुरानी आयुर्वेदा और योगा जैसी बात दुनिया को बताई है और समझाई है और दुनिया भी अब एक्सेप्ट कर रहा है। तब मैं मानता हूं कि इस सेमिनार से और ये इवेंट से आयुष मंत्रालय भी पहले ही अपने यहाँ बना, पहले तो कोई उसकी देखरेख करने वाला भी नहीं था। लेकिन मुझे एक बात, जितने भी आयुर्वेदिक स्टूडेंट है उसके लिए एक बात अवश्य मैं बोलूंगा, आप BA MS होके या पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट होके बाद में जब आप प्रैक्टिस के लिए निकले, तब आप कहीं पर खिसक मत जाना। आपको पूरी श्रद्धा के साथ अपने जो आयुर्वेद के तौर तरीके हैं उसके साथ चल के लोगों को अवगत कराना है और आयुर्वेद पर विश्वास रख के अपनी प्रैक्टिस का बेस केवल न केवल आयुर्वेद बनाना है। अगर रोजमेरी जी पूरी दुनिया घूम के केरला में डॉक्टर नारायण के पास अपनी आंखें ठीक करवा सकती है, हमारे जयेश भाई लीवर सोरियासिस का भी यहाँ इलाज कर सकते हैं, तो उसकी ताकत को परखनी चाहिए। आप अगर अभ्यास नहीं करोगे, अगर अपने पे विश्वास नहीं रखोगे, तो कोई दुनिया में कोई आप पर विश्वास नहीं रखेगा। मैं ये विश्वास बनाने के लिए आयुर्वेदिक के जितने भी स्टूडेंट हैं उनको अपने आप को खुद को बुलंद बनाने के लिए ये बात बोलनी मुझे जरूरी थी। बहुत टाइम से बच्चे बैठे थे, बाहर निकल भी गए, लेकिन ये सब जो हो रहा है मोदी साहब आपके लिए कर रहे हैं, आयुर्वेद की बेहतरी के लिए कर रहे हैं। और जब आयुर्वेद की बेहतरी के लिए कर रहे हैं तो मैं मानता हूं कि आपको भी इसमें पूरे इंटरेस्ट से उसमें रस भी लेना चाहिए। और आप लोगों ने मुझे यहाँ इनवाइट किया, आपका शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Shri Patel, for your confident words on medical value travel in both modern as well as traditional medicine, and also boosting the confidence of the student community in Ayush. With that, may I please request Shri Manoj Agarwalji, ACS Health and Family Welfare, Government of Gujarat, to please present a small token of appreciation and gratitude to Shri Patel for taking out the time to address this August gathering. Thank you, Shri Agarwal. May I now please request Vaidya Jayesh Parmarji, Director Ayush, Government of Gujarat, for presenting a small token of appreciation and gratitude to our speakers. Thank you, Shri Parmar. With this, we come to the conclusion of this session. I now request Dr. Sachin Kumar, Assistant Advisor Ayurved, to please deliver the vote of thanks.
Respected dignitaries on and off the dais, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank Honorable Cabinet Minister for Health and Family Welfare, Government of Gujarat, for sparing time from his busy schedule and guiding us to achieve our vision of promoting India as #1 destination for medical value travel. I would also like to thank Special Secretary Shri P.K. Pathak sir for sharing his thoughts on the various initiatives taken by the Ministry of Ayush for promotion of Ayush-based medical value travel in the country. I would also like to thank Dr. Manoj Nesri, Advisor Ayurveda, for his instrumental guidance for promotion of Ayush-based medical tourism in the country. I would also like to thank our guests from Brazil, Australia, and Germany for giving their thoughts on Ayush-based medical tourism in the country. Thank you so much.